June 24th, 2003. Summer break. My name is Timothy, and I just finished my freshman year at Barry Goldwater High School, while my 8-year-old sister Rachel was done with second grade. We were watching Ed, Edd, and Eddy on Cartoon Network when it cut to a commercial break. Sometime after the Geico commercial called Warm-Blooded Employees, there was one saying, Walt Disney's Sleeping Beauty is re-releasing for 7 weeks as a director's cut. Experience the film like never before. Screenings available in select cities. Strange thing about the commercial was that it was not narrated by Mark Elliott, the usual narrator for a Disney movie commercial. Since Rachel loved Disney princesses, I went on the computer to go on the AMC Theater's website. I looked at AMC Deer Valley 30 Showtime list, and I scrolled down the Showtimes list for June 25th until I came across one saying Sleeping Beauty Director's Cut, 11:15 a.m. Later that night, I asked my dad if he could drop me and Rachel off to see Sleeping Beauty at AMC Deer Valley 30, and he said yes. Afterwards, we all went to bed. June 25th, 2003. Early that morning, our mom went to work while our dad took us to McDonald's for breakfast. We got to the theater. Our dad spoke to the box office manager. One adult and one child for Sleeping Beauty at 11:15 a.m. He handed us the tickets and handed us a $40 bill, saying, if you two get hungry, you two can eat at Panda Express, but if you two ever get bored, you can see another movie. Have fun. We thanked him. Ticket stub stated that Sleeping Beauty was in auditorium number 16. Meanwhile, there was an usher who looked traumatized and shocked with fear, and he asked us, are you two seeing the director's cut of Sleeping Beauty? We told him, yes, why? Then he said, what you are about to see will haunt you for life. Yeah, right. We went in not believing him, but when we got in, the auditorium was empty, which was out of the ordinary for a popular Disney film or any film playing in a large auditorium. We sat in the stadium seats. The AMC Coming Soon bumper from 2002 to 2009 started along with the previews for upcoming movies like Freaky Friday, Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas, Elf, Big Fish, School of Rock, and Brother Bear. Then the feature presentation logo came on along with the film. The Walt Disney Pictures logo came on as usual, but it was off-key. Then the opening credits came on. However, the song Once Upon a Dream was muffled and we couldn't hear anything. Then it cut to the book. But the shot just froze on the book. I couldn't hear Marvin Miller, a.k.a. the narrator's, voice. Then it cut to Aurora's christening, where Maleficent places a curse that when the sun sets on Princess Aurora's 16th birthday, she would prick her finger on the spindle of the spinning wheel and die. Audio comes into the film. King Stefan orders his guards to kill Maleficent, and I thought, that's not what he said in the original film. Then it cuts to the scene where Princess Aurora is in the forest singing, I Wonder. I thought that this was pretty late in the film, but the shocking thing was there were no signs of animals such as rabbits, squirrels, birds, or even an owl. Then it cut to an image of a skeleton laying in the desert. This confused us. But then cut back to the film where we saw Aurora crying in her room in the castle, but the terrifying thing was it didn't sound like cartoon crying. It sounded like it was Mary Costa, the voice of Aurora, actually crying. Then it cut to Aurora, this time in a blue gown, and she was back at the castle, but she was still crying. Then a breeze through the forest could be heard, and it sounded like the Kaibab National Forest in Williams, Arizona. Then it cut to a sepia-toned image of a playground that looked similar to the one in Anthem, Arizona, and I said out loud, this doesn't make any sense because Anthem, Arizona was built in 1999. Luckily, nobody heard me say that because the auditorium was empty. But in the image, there was a girl who looked similar to Princess Aurora. She was staring at us in gloomy fashion. This almost made Rachel hide under the seats, but Then it cut back to Aurora with pink eyes from crying, and she said, "What is the point of living?" The scary thing was her voice didn't sound like Mary Costa at all. She continued on. "I betrothed the Prince Philip, but there was a man in the forest who loved me." She began to sob again, then said tearfully, "I need to end it all." Then she walked toward the spinning wheel, and a voice said, "Do it." Then Flora, Fauna, Merryweather enter. Then Maleficent says to them, "You poor simple fools, thinking you could defeat me, the mistress of all evil. Well, here is your precious princess." The three fairies looked in horror at Aurora's corpse as it laid on the floor. Then Maleficent says to them, "As for you three, you shall die." It didn't sound like Eleanor Audley. Then Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather turn into fairy dust. Then it cut to the forest where Prince Philip was riding his horse named Samson to the woodcutter's cottage in the glen. Then he sees Aurora in her Briar Rose outfit saying, "You remembered to come." When she went up to hug him, Philip began to feel the death touch, which means it was Maleficent in disguise, as she laughed so hard like a maniac that it would give Eleanor Audley vocal polyps. Then a time card appeared that said, 1 month later. The strange thing about it was spoken by the same French narrator from SpongeBob SquarePants. A funeral was being held for Princess Aurora, Prince Philip, Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather. And the film ends with a slow and sad version of "Hail to the Princess Aurora." Rachel was crying, and I tried my best to comfort her. We told customer service about the movie, and what did they do? They ejected the film reel for Sleeping Beauty Director's Cut, took it outside behind the movie theater, and destroyed it with a hammer. They apologized to us for any inconvenience. Then we went to have lunch at Panda Express. After that, we decided to see a different movie called Hulk, the 2003 version, in auditorium number 26, and it made us feel better. With that said, if you find a showtime for Sleeping Beauty Director's Cut, do not under any circumstances watch it. But if you disobey my warning and you see the film anyway, it's safe to say that it's already too late for you.